Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking all about PR and specifically about PR products that disappointed me. If you guys missed it, I will link it above. I just posted another video kind of in collaboration with these two. I kind of wanted to put them together, and that one was PR products that I loved. So doing the loves first and then the dislikes today. So we are going to be talking about 10 products that I received in PR that just did not work for me. Also, I will mention it was about 6 months ago that I did the same exact video, but we are talking about all new products this time. When I did it originally, I did do 10 likes and 10 dislikes in 2 separate videos, same way that I'm doing it this time. And I asked you guys at that point if you would like to see more videos like that in the future, and I had so many of you wanting to see more, so that's what we're doing today. Yeah, so I already filmed the 10 likes and now we're talking about the dislikes, but before we get into it, I kind of feel bad doing a whole video all negative, so I did want to mention real quick what I have on my lips, because this is something I actually got in PR as well, and I'm really enjoying it so far, so I thought I would just mention it. I haven't tried it enough to mention it in the likes yet, so I thought I would just give it an honorable mention today since it's on my lips. And this is from the brand Shu Amira. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You guys, I'm sure, will correct me in the comments, but I have the shade 375, MPK 375, and that's what's on my lips today. It's super creamy, and it went on super creamy and extremely pigmented, and I really like the color so far. So I thought I would mention that. I did get that from Octoly as well. All right, let's jump in to the dislikes now. So a couple things I wanted to say before I get into it. Number one, a lot of this came through Octoly just because that is my main source of PR right now. I have a semi-small channel still, so I don't get a lot of PR sent directly to me from brands. So the main source for PR for me, for my channel, is through Octoly. They're a service that matches YouTubers and Instagrammers directly with brands to get products. I have it linked down below in case you want to check it out. If you are a YouTuber or a content creator on Instagram, definitely check it out. They have awesome stuff there. But yeah, you'll hear me mention Octoly a lot. So in case you're wondering, that's what that's all about. And the other thing I wanted to mention real quick before we get into it, I have a couple products here live in person that I'm going to show you, but a lot of the stuff I want to mention today, I recently decluttered. So I am going through a massive declutter project. I will link my playlist above. So a lot of the stuff that has been disappointing in PR recently has already been moved out of my collection. I only have a few categories left to declutter. So kind of spoiler alert, all the stuff I'm talking about now is probably on its way out the door. So I only have a few things here in person, but I'm gonna go ahead and insert pictures for the other products that I have already decluttered because I still wanted to mention them because they were still dislikes. So let's jump into it because I have a lot to show you guys. And yeah, if you guys are new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button while you're here so you don't miss out on future content, but let's jump on in. I had to mention this first because if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you will already feel this one coming. This broke me out so bad, you guys. One of the worst breakouts I've had in years. This is the brand Herbivore, and it is their Blue Tansy Resurfacing Clarifying Mask. Now, to be fair, I only used this for about a week, and then I stopped because my skin freaked out. And it is a resurfacing mask, so it is possible that my skin was purging and needed to get the purging done, and that if I went and started using this again, I might not have those problems, but I just don't want to risk it because I had bad breakouts with this, and I still have a few remnants right here, but my whole chin broke out. I had breakouts on my forehead and on my cheeks and around my nose, and they were some of them were really painful under the skin breakouts that were big and painful, and it took a long time for them to heal. So in fact, like I said, they're still healing, and I haven't used this in a couple weeks. So for that reason, this is definitely going to be making its way out the door. I don't think it's necessarily a bad product. I just don't think my skin liked it. So I'm not going to be able to continue to use this. I do have a family member who wanted to try it, so I will probably pass it along to her. But yeah, it just did not get along with my skin. Now, I do have acne prone skin. I'm combo skin, and I am very acne prone. So certain products do that. Certain products just break me out. And so yeah, this was just not for me, but I had to mention it because it did a number on my skin, you guys. Like, I haven't broke out like that in at least a year, and it was a pretty massive breakout. So unfortunately, this one's gonna be leaving. Okay, the next thing I wanted to mention, this is actually a makeup brush. Now, I received a set of these in PR through Octoly. This is from the brand Artis. And they sent me, I think, 5 brushes. This is the last one that I have left. I think I probably will keep this brush because I do use it from time to time to blend out my concealer. I just don't think it's worth the price point. And like I said, I decluttered the other, I think there was 5 brushes in the set. So the other 4 are already gone. I just don't think that they are worth the hype that was built up around them. I don't really hear much hype anymore, but when they first came out, they were really hyped up and definitely not worth the price. They're well built, and I think it's a unique idea. I don't think it's worth the cost of them. So yeah, for me, that was very disappointing. I was really excited when I got approved for that campaign. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so great. And then I tried them and I was kind of like, meh. I prefer my other brushes, and for concealer, I prefer to use a beauty blender or my fingers sometimes, depending on the texture of the product. But in a pinch, I'll use this. So I don't know. For me, that was disappointing. Okay, next up, I have a foundation to talk about. So this is from Becca, and this is their Ultimate Coverage Cream Foundation. This foundation was just way too drying for me, and as I mentioned, I do have combination skin. I'm actually wearing the All Nighter foundation today, which is a very dry foundation, but this is even more drying than that. I just feel like it's so drying. It just showed all the texture on my skin, and I don't have a lot of dry texture, but any dry texture you have will be like magnified by 1,000%. It's just so drying, and it was really hard for me to wear. I tried pairing it with like an oil underneath, and it helped a little bit, but honestly, it's just not a product that works for my skin. Now, if you have very oily skin and you're having a hard time finding a foundation that sticks well and doesn't slide off, you might enjoy it, but it just did not work for me. Okay, and then next I wanted to talk about these in a pair as well, even though they're not the same product. They're both from Amazing Cosmetics. They did send these both to me in PR. So I have the original Amazing Concealer, and then I have their new Illuminate Concealer. The original one is too thick and sticky and dry, so it just accentuates everything under your eye. If you have any fine lines or wrinkles, again, it's going to magnify those. So I really disliked this one. Even if you kind of shear it out or put like a ton of eye cream or something hydrating underneath, you can kind of make it work, but it's very tricky and difficult to work with. So I really had high hopes for the Illuminate one because I figured it was a more hydrating, lighter formula possibly, but it's really not. It's basically the same thing with a little glow. So I just couldn't get on board with their concealer. It's just not for me. That was all the products I had still in my collection. Like I said, I'm almost done with this declutter. I think I only have 3 categories left to go through, so I couldn't, oh, got a hair. I couldn't find a lot here in my collection that I dislike. That's a good thing. That means I'm actually doing a good job on my declutter series, but I do have several that I wanted to mention that have been decluttered recently. So first of all, this is from Ofra. It is their Cucumber Primer. This primer was a miss for me for a couple reasons. I actually liked the way it smelled. It did smell like fresh cucumbers, and it did give you a nice cooling, soothing sensation, which I thought was really nice. But it was very thick and sticky and dry, which I was not expecting for a hydrating primer. So I don't know. I think it's because it was called a hydrating primer. I expected it to be a lot more lightweight and a lot more hydrating. And then when it was like thick and sticky and drying, I was like, this is not what I expected. So then I tried pairing it with more hydrating formulas of foundations. First I went with drying ones, and it was awful combination. But even with the more hydrating foundation over the top, I still just felt like it was too dry for me. So yeah, that was a miss, and I did already declutter that. Next up, I have the Flower Beauty Mascara. This was called the Lash Warrior Mascara. I did not like this, and I know a lot of people got this and loved it, so I don't know if I don't know if my preferences are just off for this particular mascara. I usually like very volumizing mascaras. This one didn't really volumize at all. It lengthened a tiny bit, but not too much. I just felt like it didn't really do anything for my lashes. And then I found myself always layering it with something else. And then I was like, well, I feel like this step of putting this mascara on is doing nothing, and I'm getting all of my results from the other mascara that I'm pairing it with. So I ended up tossing that one because I just did not like it. All right, next up I have a palette, and this was from Sleek Beauty. It's called the Distorted Dreams palette. It is a highlighting palette. It had both cream products and powder products in one. I did get that one through Octoly as well, and when I first applied for the campaign, I did not realize that it was both cream and powder. I thought it was just powder. I don't really like when brands combine cream and powders in one. I don't know if it's just me. I just don't like them being together. If I want one, I'll go for that. If I want the other, I'll go for that. Doesn't that make sense? I just don't like having them in one. Maybe that's just my thing. I just don't like it. So that kind of turned me off right away. And then the formula was just not good. It wasn't good on either the powder or the cream. The cream was very, very sheer, and it moved your product underneath around. And the powder was very chalky and kind of like dusted away. So I just did not get on board with that particular palette, and I have decluttered that as well. Okay, next up, if you've been following me for a while, you might remember I did do a full review and demo on this product, and it was not good, you guys. I think I even titled it Fail. It's called the Doll Face Cold Cream. So it was supposed to be, well, it's a cold cream, so it's supposed to remove your makeup, cleanse your skin, exfoliate your skin, and hydrate your skin all in one. And I just found it to be extremely messy and ineffective. It did not remove my makeup fully. It removed a little bit of it, but not effectively, and it got really messy. You're supposed to remove it with a towel, and that just like made a mess of my towel in my bathroom, and it just was awful. So, oh, and the smell, it smelled like rotten milk. It was horrible. It smelled like it had gone bad, which it might have. I don't know. I did get that one through Octoly as well, but yeah, it was not a good. We're gonna move on from that one. Next up is from Givenchy. I was actually very surprised by this because I've tried quite a few Givenchy products through Octoly, and this might be the only one. I can't remember it, but I think it's the only one that I really disliked. And it was their concealer stick. This is what it looks like. It was extremely dried out to the point where it's a stick one, and when you kind of tried to apply it, it would drag on your skin. So then I would put it on the back of my hand to try to warm up the product, and then use my finger to try to warm it up and apply it, and it was just so dry and completely unusable. All right, and then the last product that has already been decluttered that I received in PR is from Mally Beauty. It is called the Face Defender Boost. I was excited about this when I applied for this campaign on Octoly. It's supposed to be a setting powder, but you can also use it to like refresh your makeup, and it's supposed to add a bronzy glow to the skin. I did watch the actual demo on Mally's YouTube. I think it was on her YouTube channel, or it might have been on QVC. But there was an actual demo video created by Mally about how to use it, and I was so excited, and then I got it and I was like, ugh, this is really dark. It was supposed to be a universal powder, but it was really dark. In fact, I might have been able to use it as a bronzer if it wasn't so patchy. The actual powder went on super patchy and just did not blend well at all. And like I said, it was supposed to be a setting powder, but it was so dark on my skin. Now, if you have a medium to deep skin tone, it might work for you, but on my skin, it definitely was not universal because it did not work on my light skin. And I think I was even using it in the summertime, like last summer, when I had more of a tan, and it still was horrible on me. So yeah, I decluttered that one as well. But those are all the products I wanted to mention in today's video, 10 PR products that disappointed me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure you leave me comments down below so I know you want to see it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.